This is a presentation about obsessions by Herrod and Mackenzie Ritter. An obsession is the domination of one's thoughts or feelings by a persistent idea, image, or desire. OCD, also known as obsessive-compulsive disorder, is a disorder of the brain and behavior. This disorder causes severe anxiety in those affected. It involves both obsessions and compulsions that take up a lot of time, and obsessions get in the way of important activities a person values. Another type of OCD is called checking, and it is when the need to check is the compulsion. The obsessive fear might be to prevent damage, fire, leaks, or harm. So, for example, someone with this particular type of OCD would check door locks repetitively because they fear allowing a burglar to break in and steal or cause harm. They also might check the house lights multiple times because they fear that they could cause a house to burn down if they left them on.
Yeah, much.
Yeah. The OCD interferes with my relationship and the fact that I'll be pounding in my head. I'm not able to give her full attention. Do you want to close the doors tonight so it doesn't take us forever?
Sure, if you want. If you trust me with that task. He could probably go on like that for about 5 minutes if I let him. That's close.
Okay.
We're all good. It's been close since, 8 o'clock this morning. Sweetheart, you're gonna miss your show. Never really excited to keep going.
Stop, Mom.
You stop.
I can't help it.
Okay. I'll go turn off the light.
Okay, there you go. Can you test it? Touch it. This is good. Make sure it's... No, just... Okay, it's locked. It's locked.
Another type of OCD is called contamination, and it is when the need to clean and wash is the compulsion, and the obsessive fear is that something is contaminated and or may cause illness and ultimately death to a loved one or oneself. For example, someone who has the contamination type of OCD would fear contracting germs from other people, so they probably wouldn't want to shake your hand. In addition to the more familiar types of contamination that is commonly perceived to be the stereotypical image of OCD, involving someone that washes their hands repeatedly after coming into contact with dirty objects or environments, there is also a less obvious form called mental contamination. One type of mental contamination is called intrusive thoughts, and it is when the person has obsessional thoughts that are repetitive, disturbing, and often horrific and repugnant in nature. For example, they would think of causing violent or sexual harm to loved ones. Another type of mental contamination is called hoarding, which is the inability to discard useless or worn-out possessions.
If someone would come into my house at its worst, they would have seen like a tunnel. When I go shopping, I don't think about the hoarding. I think about how it's going to make my life better.
Hoarding is a potentially debilitating disorder where people accumulate more and more things in their home, clutter, to the point that they are no longer able to use their house for its intended purpose.
We're having an avalanche.
You can't get through there without knocking something off. And she
I
would
do
have.
it every day.
It's your stuff.
I know it's my stuff.
Okay.
I was diagnosed 8 years ago that I had the hoarding disorder. I didn't even know it existed.
We estimate around 2 million people in the United States alone are impacted by hoarding.